Hi, my name is Gabriela Vasquez. I am the co-owner of 6roovy Studios. I am also a producer, audio engineer, and artist. So I began my journey with music in 2017. I was 16 years old at the time. I had just gotten my first electric guitar. And it's really funny how I started making music as a producer. The only piece of equipment that I had was my iPad. And so I would just make little loops on there through GarageBand, the free app. And I fell in love with it, and just being able to plug in my electric guitar into the system really just expanded this world of music for me. I was like, oh my God, I'm able to make the sound that I want. I would describe my own music as ambient, alternative, definitely spacey, with a lot of reverb. That's the sound I've always loved. I get that inspiration from my two biggest influences, Lana Del Rey and FKA Twigs. I think they both are lyrically very strong artists, and their production is always top tier. So that's something that I try to emanate within my music. I've been involved in several projects, recently collaborating with other artists, other rappers, and making music videos, performing at venues, performing at shows, getting over my stage fright that I used to have. Another thing about my music journey, I used to not consider myself a singer. I was always very shy about my voice and insecure about it, but once I realized no one else is gonna sing the songs the way I envision it, I had to step it up and start learning how to sing. So I've really claimed the title as an artist ever since that moment. I got involved with 6roovy Studios from the moment I met Giovanni Vidal. I fell in love with him a year ago, and I know sappy romantic shit, but like on a real note, I do love him so much. And I love his creative mind, his creative vision. Getting to know him is getting to know the studio as well. Literally, his bedroom was the studio. So I had to embrace it. And I loved embracing it because we're both musically inclined. I knew going into this version of 6roovy Studios that it would be an easy transition. It's already something that's established that people know and love. I'm just here to take it to another level. I know I have a lot to offer as a co-owner to 6roovy Studios. I have music experience, but I also have business experience. I'm graduating from the University of Houston. I graduated in 2024. I've always had a very business entrepreneurial mindset. So I knew that going into the studio, I could give what a co-owner gives. I think my work ethic is up to par with Gio's, and we have such a collaborative and equal relationship. Being co-owner felt like the only title that fit. My mission at 6roovy Studios is to just elevate. I think the artists have made the studio what it is today. My goal is to give back and to make the experience just even more amazing. Obviously, 6roovy Studios started in a bedroom, and it's been that way since 2019. But now moving into a location-based studio that's a neutral space for everybody, it's going to be an even brighter version of what 6roovy Studios has always been. So this is for you, this is for the artists, this is for y'all to get comfortable, this is your safe space, this is where you can create without boundaries. And that's what my mission here at 6roovy Studios is, just to find your next home for music. I've always loved music. My mom raised me on Madonna, Shakira, all the classics from the early 2000s, Nelly Furtado. So I always had that pop influence in the back of my mind. Going into making my own music, I couldn't help but incorporate that into my sound. That's what I'm used to. Artists such as Enigma, even, like, who else? Just these other alternative, like, groovy bands have definitely influenced how I come across as an artist. Just as a listener too, music has been there for me when no one else has. I grew up as an only child, so a lot of my childhood was filled with silence and just me being by myself. Music always filled that void. It's always something playing in the background, whether it was Hannah Montana or the Cheetah Girls. Since I was a baby, music has been part of my life. I have the qualifications of being a business owner and a musician, an artist, someone who not only uses the studio for my own ventures, but someone who knows how to use the studio for other people's ventures. I think I have the experience that's necessary to take the studio to the next level. I'm also a producer, and I know how to make beats for people. I know how to songwrite for people. And I think I can be a great addition to the 6roovy Studios team for the artist. Who's to say what's next for Groovy Studios? I mean, we just got this amazing new space, and I'm so excited to see what it's capable of holding within it. Obviously, we want to expand our client base, get more Houston artists, get more out of city, out of state artists come in. I want Groovy Studios to be a household name. When you hear music out of Houston, you're hearing Groovy Studios attached to it. I think we're a studio that offers a lot of diversity in the sounds and the people. We just have a great mission, we have a great aesthetic, we have great quality, we have great work ethic. We have everything that a client could possibly want. We have fair rates, we work with the artist. We're definitely catering to each individual experience. We're not here to make money for ourselves. We're not here to do this for greed. We're not here to do this for our own careers. No, we're doing this for y'all. We're doing this for the people. We're here to serve you because we're passionate about music, and that's what we're here for. We're here to elevate what you need out of a studio and bring it into real life. Thank you to everyone who has already booked with the Groovy Studios. I'm so excited to meet everyone as co-owner. I'm just excited to meet the old people that have been working with us, and I'm excited to meet the new people that are going to start working with us. I just can't wait for it all. I hope that you feel my energy, and I hope that you just feel how passionate I am about this, and I hope that I get to see you again and again and again.
I am Giovanni Vidal. I go by Groovy. I'm an audio engineer, producer, musician, photographer, and I'm the co-owner of Groovy Studios. So I don't come from a musical background, but I did get introduced to more of that world music around in 3rd grade. My dad bought a laptop from his DJ friend, and it came with a lot of music, a lot of songs, him being a DJ. And it introduced me to the Beatles, which just gave me a whole different palette of music. And fast forward to around middle school time period, my brother started making lyrics, and we kind of developed this little duo of him making lyrics, making raps, and I made the beats for him, the instrumentals. And I realized that working with sounds in that department like that, there was a spark, and watching Straight Outta Compton with NWA and all of them just made me see how, I guess, people with no background music could become something. And from there, I started working with more of my friends, people from school, and that eventually led to not only being a producer, but engineering tracks. I got into how they recorded back in the 60s, 70s, all analog and tape, and that really took me by storm of like, you really had to be one take or the engineer would have to cut up the tape. I really looked into it, and it's just, obviously now we have digital media, so a transition of the old and new, and it was just sparked what Groovy Studios is. I've been involved with a lot of Houston artists. Obviously it's where we're based, so I've had a lot of locals come in. I've done a variety of genres, different artists, different bands. So it started back in, the main beginning was 2017 when I started getting into the producing side of things. And 2019, I was graduating high school, and my dad was pushing for me to get a job, you know, try to get some more money in. And he had given me a piece of paper to sign up for a pizza shop, and I remember looking at that piece of paper and just thinking, do I really want to make pizzas, or do I want to make beats? I want to make music. And that same week, 2019, around August time period, is when I had my first artist, and it took off from there. So my main mission with Groovy Studios is, a lot of people feel like they're shut down, and music is a way to express themselves. Knowing what I know, a lot of people don't have the knowledge of how to make something come to life, and that's where I step in and trying to be that anchor of, okay, you have an idea, let's bring it to life. So I just want to make sure people are heard. I want to make sure people get their expression out. Really went all in with just making the song from scratch, from top to bottom. And yeah, it's just a mission of a never-ending mission. There's always new artists coming out. There's always new music to explore. So it's just bringing people's vision to life. My love for music did come from that time period with the DJ, with the laptop. Like I said, it introduced me to a whole new genre, a whole new range of what music is. A lot of people around me were listening to hip hop, pop music, and which is cool and everything, but then hearing all these different scales, all these instruments from different countries, it's just more of like, it's a language that everybody can speak, it's universal, and being part of that language is just, it's an incredible feeling, being able to have people come together and talk through the language of music. I am self-taught in everything that I do. A lot of people think that you need certain qualifications, as in paperwork or going to school for it, and that's not the truth at all. It's just having the passion. And personally, I do have the passion for it. In terms of taking the studio to the next level, I feel like being in that bedroom for what, 5, 6 years, I was just ready to expand, ready to like break the walls down and just have a bigger space, have more instruments. And now that it's here, there's definitely no stopping, going full force, and having the knowledge is just a big plus because I'm able to teach others. I don't like gatekeeping because when I was coming up, I didn't really learn from other people. I had to like dig myself, and with my brother, we would go through trial and error. And so now it's just more of like being able to share what I know and helping the creative get to the point where they want to be at. So what's next for Groovy Studios is being to implement more live and acoustic instruments into the space. I've been limited to my bedroom as the bedroom studio for the past 5 to 6 years. So I think it's time that we break those walls down and have more metal bands, more alternative bands, rock bands. That's what I grew up on. And I've always had that feeling of being like the fifth member, like just being in the background, making those tracks come to life. Having a co-owner helps with distributing the weight of the responsibilities in the studio, especially as somebody like Gabriela. She's experienced in music and we bounce off ideas. And there's more chances for collaboration now with her having the expertise that she has.
Oh, you're so good.
That was sick. That was fucking sick for on the spot improv.
Yeah, just 4 little chords.
For loco. I'm gonna get blisters on my fingers.
You're like Jesus Christ.
Whoa.